Clarity before movement is one of the most powerful principles you can apply in life, and yet it is one of the most overlooked. Too often, people are in a hurry to take action, to move quickly, to achieve something, to keep up with the pace of the world, but in that rushing they forget to pause and ask themselves the simplest question: why am I moving? Where am I going? Without clarity, movement becomes noise. You may feel busy, you may look productive, but your energy is scattered, and your actions become like water spilled on the ground instead of water flowing in a river. The same substance is there, but the outcome is completely different. One creates momentum, the other evaporates without direction. To live with clarity before movement means to stop living reactively. Most people wake up and immediately respond to the outside world. The phone rings, messages arrive, notifications demand attention, and before they realize it, their mind has already been pulled into 10 different directions. They are moving, but not with intention. They are running, but not towards their true destination. Clarity is the art of pausing before you step. It is the discipline of silence before speech. It is the ability to look at the bigger picture before being consumed by the smaller details. And it is the wisdom to recognize that one step in the right direction is worth more than 100 steps taken blindly. When you act without clarity, you waste energy. The human mind has limited attention, the human body has limited strength, and both must be preserved and directed carefully. Imagine holding a magnifying glass under the sun. If you move the glass constantly, the sunlight will never gather enough to ignite anything. But if you hold it steady, the rays focus and a single point of fire is created. This is clarity before movement. It is the focusing of your mental energy into one point before you release it into action. The world will try to make you scatter, but clarity is the shield that protects your attention. Clarity does not mean knowing every step of the path. That is a misunderstanding. Life is not predictable, and the future will never reveal itself fully. But clarity is knowing the essence of your direction. It is about understanding what you value, what matters to you, and what you refuse to compromise on. With that foundation, you can adjust your actions as circumstances change, but your compass remains stable. Without such clarity, you are like a boat in the ocean without a rudder. The waves will always control where you go. With clarity, even the strongest storm cannot permanently knock you off course, because you know where your North Star is. One of the reasons people avoid clarity is because clarity requires honesty. It is easy to keep moving without asking yourself if the movement is meaningful. It is easy to stay busy so that you do not have to face the uncomfortable truth that perhaps you are chasing goals that are not your own. To sit down, to be still, to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Who am I doing it for? Is this aligned with who I want to become? These are difficult questions, and not everyone has the courage to answer them, but those who do will live with far greater strength. For clarity is not found outside. It is not given by society, by friends, or even by teachers. It arises only when you face yourself. Clarity before movement is also a training of patience. We live in a culture that glorifies speed, fast results, instant success, immediate gratification. But strength is built slowly, just as a tree grows silently for years before it bears fruit. If you rush into action without clarity, you may climb a ladder quickly, only to discover that it was leaning against the wrong wall. True patience is not passivity, it is strategic waiting. It is preparing your mind, aligning your intention, and ensuring that your actions are not wasteful. When you pause before you act, you may appear slower to others, but in reality, you are conserving energy. And when you finally move, your steps are decisive, powerful, and difficult to stop. Clarity also requires you to simplify. The more cluttered your mind is, the harder it becomes to see what is essential. Many people carry too much baggage, fears from the past, opinions of others, unnecessary comparisons, and distractions that pull them away from their core. If you want clarity, you must learn to let go of the unnecessary. This is why monks train with simplicity. Fewer possessions, fewer attachments, fewer distractions, because every extra weight creates fog in the mind. Even if you do not live as a monk, you can practice this by asking yourself, is this thought useful? Is this activity aligned? Is this relationship nourishing or draining? By removing what does not serve you, clarity emerges naturally, like water becoming clear after the mud settles at the bottom. Clarity before movement also teaches you humility. Sometimes people rush into movement because they fear being seen as stagnant. They want to prove themselves, to show others they are doing something. But true clarity is not afraid of silence. It is not afraid of stillness. It knows that waiting, observing, and preparing are also forms of progress. The bamboo plant spends years growing roots underground before it shoots up rapidly in a single season. To the outside eye, it may look like nothing is happening, but in truth, everything essential is happening beneath the surface. In the same way, when you take time to create clarity, you may look inactive to others, but you are building the foundation for unstoppable movement. This principle is not only spiritual but practical. In martial arts, clarity before movement is essential. If you strike without clarity, you waste energy and expose yourself. A true master does not move first, he sees, he understands, and then he moves with precision. One strike, one step, one action executed with clarity can decide everything. Life is the same. A decision made with clarity can save you years of wandering. A relationship entered with clarity can save you years of regret. A career chosen with clarity can save you years of wasted effort. Movement without clarity may look impressive in the moment, but clarity without rush is what builds true mastery. To develop clarity, you must create space. Silence, meditation, time in nature, or simply moments without distraction. These are not luxuries, they are necessities. Just as you cannot see your reflection in a disturbed pond, you cannot see your inner truth in a restless mind. The modern world rewards speed, but inner clarity rewards stillness. If you never slow down, you will never know if you are running towards your purpose or away from it. This is why stillness is not weakness. It is the hidden strength that allows every action to be meaningful. Clarity also brings peace. When you move without clarity, you are constantly second-guessing yourself, worrying if you are doing the right thing, comparing yourself to others, or regretting past decisions. But when your clarity is strong, your movement is calm. Even if the results are not immediate, you trust the path. Even if others doubt you, you remain steady. Even if the journey is difficult, you have peace because you know why you are walking it. Peace is not the absence of challenges. Peace is the presence of clarity. In relationships, clarity before movement prevents unnecessary suffering. Many people enter relationships out of loneliness, pressure, or the desire for validation. They move without asking themselves what they truly seek, what they truly need, or what they are truly ready to give. The result is pain, misunderstanding, and disappointment. But when you are clear about who you are and what you want, you do not settle for less. You do not force yourself into situations that are not aligned. You move into relationships with awareness, and you create connections that are built on authenticity, not desperation. This is the power of clarity. In work, clarity prevents burnout. Many people work endlessly, chasing promotions, money, or recognition, but deep down they are not aligned with what they are doing. They confuse activity with progress. They confuse being busy with being effective. Without clarity, work becomes a treadmill, exhausting, repetitive, and directionless. With clarity, even hard work feels meaningful. You know why you are doing it. You know how it connects to your greater vision. And because of that, your energy multiplies. You are not simply working to survive, you are working to create. Clarity before movement is also freedom. When you lack clarity, You are easily controlled by the opinions of others. You follow trends, you copy, you conform, and you let fear of judgment dictate your path. But when you are clear, you are free. You no longer need approval because you know your own direction. You no longer need to compete because you are walking your own path. Freedom is not about escaping responsibility. It is about